guys, hope you're well. My name is Hira Maina, aka Kamuhunjia, and thank you for tuning in to today's program. And today I have one of the most celebrated artists in Kenya. Her name is Lydia Gitashu, and we'll be getting to know her. But before that, let me tell you more about Tahidi Homes and Properties Limited. We are located in Spamol. Spamol is located along the Nairobi Highway. And if you know Roiro Kimbo, there's a building there, a big one in Aitwa Spam Mall. That is where we are. And we are at first floor, room F39. You can visit us so that you can be able to, get to know more about Tahidi Homes and Properties. Now, we have a project. We are calling it Mountain View Gardens in Kilimambogo. A 50 by 100 piece of plot is going for 310,000 Kenya shillings cash. And or if you want to pay in installment, you can just deposit 50,000, then pay or clear the balance in 6 months installment. This project, we are saying that the advantages of owning Mountain View Gardens is that it is just 40 minutes drive from Thika town, and of course you can there are schools there, social amenities. So it is a very, very good place, a very serene place, because it is just beneath Kilimambogo Mountain. All you have to do is call us 0719393939, or you can visit our offices as I've said, so that you can book your site visit, which happens every Wednesday and every Saturday. Now, without further ado, help me welcome the one and the only Lydia Gitashu. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Pichaman. Mimi niko poa kabisa. Kahoma kidogo tu.
Kahoma na kona.
Kalipiga hodi, nikajaribu kufukuza majinja, madini, madawa. Tunafukuzana tu bado. Kanichapisha chini. Yeah, the weather is good.
Yes.
Very good. We are grateful.
So how are you?
Imagine I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yes.
Good.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Even though I'm meeting you many years after I left
Tahidi High.
Mimi hukunipata, I was out.
I will go out. Yes. But of course I follow your work.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to see you, being part of Tahidi High.
Yes.
And seeing you, what you're doing outside there.
Absolutely.
Nafurahingi sana.
Asante.
So tukianzia nataka tu salimia mafans wa Kamuhunjia show. Wa kujua utuambie ulizaliwa county gani kwanza.
Wewe. Mambos mafans wa Kamuhunjia, kwanza nataka pia nyinyi mkwe fans wangu. Pia mimi niko na YouTube channel yangu. Inaita Eve and Gitashu. So tuko na videos kadhaa hapo. If you want to know me more as an actor, please just go to that channel, Eve and Gitashu.
Eve and Gitashu. What are you doing there? What kind of content?
We don't have one particular content. We're talking about what happens in everyday life. Like because I'm married, what the advantages of being married, what are the challenges. The other day I was at the coast for holidays, so I said, take a break. And so I took a vlog, and so you can watch it there. It's very interesting. And also we talk about how to cook, for our husbands. Pika chakula ambayo ni you take your time to cook, na pia ile faster to cook. So there are different topics. We don't have a particular our topic goes this way. No, we talk about life in general. Yes.
Wow. So who is Lydia Gitashu?
Now, Lydia Gitashu alizaliwa hapa Thika. Simbali, Thika Medical Hospital nilikuwa naitwa. That's about in today's the 20, whatever date it is, in about a week I'll be turning 45 years old. So 45 years ago I was born hapo Thika Medical. So naitwa level 5 siku hizi. That's yet now advertise nilipe. Anyway, yeah, that's where I was born. It's good to be proud of where you were born.
True.
And then my mother, when she was out of hospital, akaenda na mimi mpaka Loitoktok. And then when I was 1.5 years old, she brought me to my grandparents. Mimi nimegrow Gatanga. Hapa tu. Yeah. So that's where I grew up all my life. So when I was 1.5 years old, mother brought me to her parents and left me
in Gatanga.
That's where I grew up.
So how was your life when you were, a kid? Was it a normal life? Kama za watoto wengine?
Wewe unataka kudig tu huko. But me, I'm never scared of talking about my life. Because as much as we go through challenges, they mold who you become and how you live with other people and the decisions you make in life. So it has very serious downs more than ups. Because I always say never abandon your child. I have abandonment issues because of that fact. And you don't know that that's an issue you have until you identify it. Because the way I live nowadays, before I go back to, you know, growing up, was that if I'm in a relationship and I detect that you're starting to feel like you leave me, I leave you. I'm out. So I start bringing issues so that I'm able to get out before you break my heart. And that is abandonment issues, because I know it stems from somewhere. And so when my mother brought me to my grandma and my grandpa when I was 1.5 years old, alinificha, then akahepa, akarudi Loitoktok. So my grandmother felt, alisikia tu nikilia huko, like, oh my goodness. She had my two elder brothers had also been brought up by my grandparents. So alisema hata huyu wacha niachie wazazi wangu wale yeye endelee na maisha yake. So growing up, I grew up in a family that was full. There were so many people in this house because my grandpa had 3 wives. The first one had passed on, akaacha watoto wengi. And then the second wife alifukuzwa because she was lazy. Imagine back in the day you could do that. Wewe huwezi kulima. Kikuyus, I think they had that. If you're lazy, they were allowed to tell you go back to your shoka when you go back home. And then now my grandma, who is my heroine, she was the 3rd wife, Gashugwa. So imagine how she only had 2 kids, my grandma. It's like she invented family planning, because back then there was nothing like that. That's why I'll keep calling her my heroine as we go along. And so she had 2 kids, my mom and my auntie. So, and then there were now these step uncles and aunties that I have, and we all grew, and then my 2 brothers. We are all growing up in this house. It was not small, but it was not so big. So, and then I remember vividly that I never had adults to play with. I was too small. My elder brother is 7 years older than me. So singecheza naye ukiona kucheza na kuchapa ngoto toka hapa vitu kama hizo. So I learned how to play with animals. I used to love animals. Nje kulikuwa na ng'ombe, mbuzi. Kwanza kulikuwa na umbo ilikuwa inaitwa Siba. Nilikuwa nacheza na Siba. Na kupanda juu ya avocado trees. Mimi nilikuwa jakehe, what they call it, avocado tomboy. So that I grew up loving being outdoors more than being indoors, because indoors, I remember one day there was one of my aunties who was cooking chapo. So me, when I did chapo those days was like a treasured thing. So nikamwambia, auntie nipe chapo. Where? Here. Ushai recognize, actually, I don't belong here. I was told not only by words, the words that came out spewing out of my mouth. And alinichoma na gas. Ninakuanga na kilema. Don't abandon your children. If you can't bring up your own children, please don't bring them into this world. I kept learning. When I became an adult, I was like, do not dare bring children into this world if you're not married and you can take care of your own children. Usipeleke relatives watoto wako. I don't blame my grandparents. They were busy looking for money to bring up all of these children that they have in the house. So hiyo ndio memory moja nakumbuka. And out of this, and I'm never usually ashamed to say this, what happens is a child, you get a block. You're scared of speaking, you're scared of doing things, you're scared of asking for things. So my body developed its own mechanism of dealing with that abandonment or that kind of treatment. Nilikuwa nakojoa kwa kitanda. You see, when you have bedwetting children, there is a psychological problem. Me, I didn't know. I'm a child. And people thought, kitambo watoto walikuwa nakojoa kwa kitanda, nini. I worked the bed here until when I was in Form 3. Komathai girls, Form 3 first term. And the way I was able to stop peeing in the bed is that one day my CRE teacher, who was my guidance and counseling teacher, alinita too. Me, I was very sharp in school. Number 1, mostly 2. 1, 2. Get up in school. School work, I was very good. So, akaniita kwa nini yake akaniambia, Lydia, you know you're very sharp. You have a sense of humor. I used to have a sense of humor. I would laugh at myself before you laugh at me. Then I learned how to defend myself when I was very young, to protect me from pain. So akaniuliza, akaanza kuniuliza, and how is home? How is your mom? Akaona nimenyamaza. I was like, because right now, by this time I knew my grandmother is not my mom. So she asked me, and I start choking. Then she knew this is where the story is. Kangoja, machozi zikatoka nini. Then I started telling her, my mom is like, ushai mwaga roho hivi. ukamwaga roho, ukaongea, because that's therapy. Sometimes therapy is good. That was therapy for me. I had never experienced anything like that. So I told her my life story like I'm telling right now, and I'll cut it short because there are other things to talk about. But basically, once that was done, the block was out. Have you ever asked yourself, you know, every girl's dream is to get married, or when I get a job, I want to get married. Me, I had said, I'll never get married. So I think from that day, that night, peeing left my life. I never peed on the bed again. My life became okay. I started hoping again. I started smiling. There was a burden that was lifted. And it all stemmed from all the things I went through in childhood. Me, I've gone through everything that you can talk about as a girl growing up. I've been raped. Yes, when I was a virgin, I was raped in 1998. Nilikuwa nimemaliza tu high school. Ile unaanza ku rebellious to your my show and maguka niambia, "Wewe sitaki." Nilikuwa na hepa naenda Vibe Star club, ilikuwa inaitwa Vibe Star, kwenda ku dance nini. So there's this one day my grandma tells me, sitaki uende mahali unaendanga ku dance. Sometimes you think our guardians, our parents don't know what to do. She knew that she would just let me go, but that day she told me specifically, I don't want you to go. And that night when I was going home from Thika Town, kitu saa 2, kidnapped. Tupo ndani ya gari imekuja Nairobi. I don't know Nairobi. All my life is Gatanga Thika. Ndio mimi, that night I lost my virginity to 3 rapists, and I remember telling them, why don't you do me a favor, just find a stone somewhere and hit me against the temple. I knew here ukinigonga barakadha nitakufa, because I can't go and face my grandma. And the funny thing is that those people that we are scared of, she embraced me with that Allah. She told me, that was when AIDS was a big deal, 98. Utakuwa mgonjwa, utapata mimba. Aliniambia mimi nakuombea from here on, that's when my life turned around. Nikaenda kole. Alafu nikaingia church, nikaanza kufanya drama. Nikapatana na watu wa kutoka National Theatre, wamekuja nini, that's how I'm healing. And I'm telling God, forgive me. And I would not, even in my childhood, I would not tell you other things that I tried to commit suicide so many times. Because you felt unloved, you felt abandoned, so many things that I'm not going to go into all of them. I'll just touch as I go. When I remember, I will say. When I don't remember, we keep going. So, where was I?
Before that, do you feel like, or did you get to know the reason why your mom abandoned you?
Now, this is when I've started realizing it's because what she said, and I'll say what she said. She said that I knew you'd be better off at my mother's place, because I was not going to be a good mother to you. Something to that end. I can't remember the exact words, but she alluded towards that. But for me, I think she wanted to just be free and continue enjoying life. She was not ready to be a mom. She wanted to just enjoy life. She was still young. Because alipata my first born brother when she was in class 7, those days. That's a very young person. Okay, if you compare to today, Kitambo, they used to get married early, but not that, they would finish school. So so she was still young. To me, I think she still wanted to enjoy life. But whatever the reason, she's still my mom. So those were her mistakes, not mine.
And do you feel like there was an impact, maybe not growing, close to your mom?
There's always an impact, because like I said, especially abandonment issues, I have those up to date, and they never leave. I don't know why. You pray to deal with them, but they never leave you. If I sense something is about to go off, I quickly defense mechanism. And it's not a good way to live life, but that's how you've managed to work through life. Sometimes you want to work around it, and you go for therapy, or like the way I'm talking to you now, this is still therapy for me.
True.
Therapy is every day. You never heal completely. The more you keep talking about it, the better it becomes, and then you realize you're not the only one. There's so many people. If you start telling your story, everyone has a story. So for me, every day I keep dealing with my challenges, and nowadays I've tried to say, hey, don't leave, work through it, challenge yourself. It's never that serious. The sun will shine tomorrow, or it will rain tomorrow, whatever the weather will be tomorrow. Don't try and commit suicide. Don't try and abandon something you've worked on for so many years. Like nowadays, I used to threaten to leave my relationships so many times, but now I have a husband who tumekuwa pamoja 10 years, so I think I'm getting a breakthrough. Even at 45, don't ever doubt that because now I'm 45, I give up. I never, ever give up. I never, ever give up. No. Not until the fat lady sings, that's Jay on the fat lady. So sijui watu wanasemanga nini. You decide, I'm not going to be giving up. I'm not going to abandon anything. I will deal with it headstrong. Tusonge nayo hivi. Yeah.
How is the relationship currently with your mom?
My mom. It's much, much better. I'm able to call her by the name mom or Madi, you know, if you're playing, but mom. All my life I used to call her Mary. Mary, that woman. Mary, that woman. Because you can sense there is blood, but there's also distance. I don't know you. I'm getting to know my stepsisters and brothers who she actually brought up now, because I didn't know them, I didn't grow up with them. But now we're having a relationship. My mother has a sense of humor. And then she's a no-nonsense. I can see why she was tough. That woman was tough, but she's like my grandma. If the two of them get into an argument, my grandma and my mom, it's one person. Na mimi nikiingia hapo watatu tuendelee. Yeah, you can tell our is in generation tatu, same people, yeah. So it's much better now. Yeah, she's doing well. Yeah.
So there is something you talked about and you have said.
Yeah.
You unakuanga na hiyo mtu ukiona maybe anakuacha.
Yeah.
Unajitoka
before. Yeah.
So now how did you able to to handle that?
Yeah.
Because you have said you're married. Uliwezaje kufika mpaka ukaifikia sasa hakuna kutoka?
I have a wonderful partner. Huyu ni wale mimi nakuwa na wewe sitaki kujua. Ameambia vitu nyingi kunihusu. Mpaka nikamwambia naona unataka kuniacha, akaniambia niende wapi? Hakuna mahali naenda. He's very gentle, very understanding. This one was made for me. And nata tukaachana, I've never fault him. No. He's good people. Yeah, when people say there's that one person for you, this one was, and he was very patiently waiting for me. The relationship I was in before him, ilikuwa mbaya, was a white man. Imagine a white man who used to domestic violence. What is that? Kunipiga. Alafu ni mwerevu, because ni an actor, hakuwa anaguza sura. Shika nywele hapa na vuta, napata nini inaitwa nini? Na ni braids zinatoka, so you get patches, but he will not touch the face. Nikitoa nguo hivyo ukiona huko. So he used to see that. He was a neighbor, my husband. Kwa relevance. Haka kadevile nikasupu. Akisijitoe kwa hii relationship. Anajua ile love inamngoja hapa. But when you're in some relationships, especially domestic abuse relationships, you don't see. So we would meet chamans, and then he'd be like, huyu Mungu si uache tu achane na huyu mtu. And then unless you yourself who's being abused, you say enough, utakaa hapo. So siku moja nilingoja, he was American, nilingoja arudi US, nikamwambia never come back. And that's when I started, nilikuwaga nimekonda, unajua kakijiti hivi. Hey, I was so small, stress ilikuwa inanikula, ati ndio hata unakonuko nje tunatembea na mzungu. Nonsense. Kwa nyumba ende unajua vile kunaenda. Behind closed doors. Ungekuja kwa nyumba yetu ungepata alikuwa anagonganga wall, so that he can just hit my face. He would hit the wall mpaka, and it was big, then strong. He used to be a boxer. Nagonga wall mpaka ina cave in. When he went back to the US, and I was like, that's it. And I decided I never want to see that man again.
Wow.
Alafu naye Mungu akaambia ndio hii opportunity yako. It's been 10 years.
Wow.
10 years of his patience. He's been told so many things about me. He's been hakuna kitu hajaambiwa, akaniambia sasa ni nini mmemwoa ama ni mimi? Si ni wangu. Wacha ni deal nayo. And we are still together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are good men out there. There are good people out there.
Wow. That is good. So maybe you can tell us about how you started, your acting journey.
I remember nikiwa primo kulikuwa na shows zilikuwa zinatangwa No One But You and The Rich Also Cry. Those ones of my age will know what I'm talking about. And I would watch those shows and I'm like, wow, she's so beautiful. Kwanza ikianza ukiona kikimbia hivi, Lucia Mendez and Andres Garcia in No One But You. Ilikuwa inaanza hivyo. I used to recite. Then I would watch her and be like, hii kitu ndio nataka kufanya, hii kitu naweza fanya, hii ndio nitafanya hii. And the more you believe in it, the more you believe in it. I know in primary school I was in plays, in high school I was in plays and dancing and nini, but I told you that day when I turned around my life around and I started going to church 98, there is a group ilikuwa imekuja from National Theatre. Nilifuata dem moja nikamwambia, how do I go to the National Theatre? Kaniambia, you just come. Yeah, kuna kwanga na auditions na nini na nini. Niliomba shosho yangu, my grandma, my heroine, 200 na akanipatia. Ndio naenda wapi? Naenda kutafuta kazi. Sawa. Sure, nikaenda National Theatre. Nilienda National Theatre for some time. Shosho akinipatia ngatu 200 mpaka siku moja akaniambia, hii kitu yako itarudisha pesa kweli? Hizo zote nikamwambia shosho, be patient. We started with set books. Na kwanza kulienda tufanye traveling. Experience yangu ya kwanza travel, watu wamewadanganya to the marketed out there. There's no marketing that has been done. So mnaenda huko, mnasaidiwa na watu wa kanisa, mlande kwa kanisa moja. And kanisa kama mko 13 of you. Ukienda ulikuwa umeona, ukirudi na uko na kwashi yako na nywele imesimama. This is a style. That time the hair was afro. Yaani imefika huko. Tulikuwa tunaita kukula panya face. Then now nika join National Theatre properly. I started acting at the National Theatre. Mshahara yangu ya kwanza Hillary ilikuwa 6,000 2001. Nilifanyia shosho yangu ndogo kangu shopping. Na hiyo ilikuwa naenda nikianguka hivi ushago. Hiyo ilikuwa pesa mingi. Alafu hiyo ilikuwa naishi kwa best yangu, ilikuwa thank you Monica Nganga. Thank you so much. Allow I stay at their place in Babadogo. So ilikuwa tu ni fair, then na save. By the time tulimaliza hiyo set book, I had enough money to do shopping. Nilinunulia shosho viatu za bata. I was so proud, I was so happy. And then from there on, career started. Ikajimold. There were moments when I wanted to give up. Like twice I wanted to give up on acting. Because I was like, maybe I should, because I've studied accounting at KCA. So I was like, should I go and become an accountant or be acting? But there are two moments, vivid moments when I was like, maybe this is not what I'm supposed to do. And it's your fellow actors who are doing this to you. You've agreed on a contract that this show, it's starting this way. This is the starting price. But if you see that it's a full house at the National Theatre, then we will add some more money. Hey, you see, first day, full house. Second, that day, full house. Then you have the confidence to go into the producer and say, si tuliongea kwamba pata full house, mnaweza niongeza kutoka hii amount to this amount. Wewe Gitashu na kuangana na mob sana, ni bana wewe. Sasa ishaingia sasa. Imeingia sasa, mataka umelia mbota. Ni nini na kuangana issues hivi? Si hata ungekoja teka wapi ukambia. Lakini agreement ilikuwa nikiona tu full house hivi, simekuwa full house all those days. Kaniambia wewe enda home tutafikiria hiyo maneno, tutakwambia. I was called and I was told don't come tomorrow, we found a replacement. But luckily, you know, somebody closes a door, then God opens a window. Imetoka hapa mpaka Timbuktu. Hata huwezi ona. Just when you're about to give up, then God drops. 2002, I did my first TV commercial. Ilikuwa ya Always. Nikafanya play. Ilikuwa imetoka, the producers were from the UK. Tulikuwa tunapewa 4,000 shillings a week for rehearsals. Na mkifanya anything extra, mnaongezewa pesa. Nilihama nikaanza kuishi kwangu. Nikaweka mattress kwa floor, nikanunua meko. Yani I was living large. Karibu ninunue ka TV lakini kaona sijisukume sana. Pole pole. Kumbuka shosho yako bado ninaanga kumvisit. So slowly by slowly 2002 my career has been there are ups and downs when it comes to acting.
Of course.
But mostly it's been up and I'm grateful. Yeah.
So you have said that your first TV debut started in 2002.
Yes.
You did the TV commercial in 2002.
Yeah.
What else did you do?
I did it was called the Winds of Change. That was a play that was done at the Carnival. I was the main character. So main characters walikuwa nalipwa better. And then in 2002 I did the Sound of Music with Starling Q. And then in between I used to do so many radio commercials. So I was busy. Then niliingia Phoenix in 2002. Phoenix Players ilikuwa ya specific people. Me, they had general auditions. Nikaenda, and do you know who was the first one to be picked for the next play? Lydia Gitashu, Asante Mungu. Misiringangi, Musema Asante Mungu. Yeah, so 2002 I did a lot of work. And 2000, it's the same year I would have given up, but that's a year of turnaround of this is what you're meant to be doing in your life. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just that year. Yes.
So After that, I remember you were in Tahidi High.
Yes.
You played teacher
Chebi, yes.
in Tahidi High.
Yeah.
Which year?
That was 2004, 2005.
Tahidi started in 2006.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Oh, it's because we started with Reflections in KBC.
Reflections.
Yes. Reflections, yes. 2003 to 2006, Reflections was being done at KBC.
Okay. Yes.
So I was Chebi, a neighbor to Kina, the Terrians. I was just a neighbor. Reflections. Then the producer moved to Citizen in 2006, and she took us with her. That's when she started Tahidi High. Yes, so it was an extension of wala tulikuwa nafanya kazi nao KBC, tunaenda sasa ikakuwa Tahidi High. Yes, 2006.
Yes, 2006. Yes. And you played, maybe you can tell us maybe your character Bible kwa Tahidi High.
Yeah, kwa Tahidi High I was a teacher. I was a drama and literature teacher. There's a time I remember OJ nilimpatia punishment to hug a tree. Yeah, go and hug a tree until I come back. And nikamsahau. Yeah, it was a beautiful character because me, the English language, I've always, even in high school, I was very good with English. So it was in line with what a character I would love to play as an English teacher and literature. Yeah, it was fun. I was there for 9 seasons.
For 9 seasons.
9 seasons.
So how many years?
That I left in 2008, 2009. 9 seasons was 13 episodes each season. So it was from 2006 to 2009. Yeah, that's when I left.
So you left there, ukaenda wapi ama
See, I told you from there, just a career was just going like this. I left. I actually resigned from Tahidi High because I got cast in a show called Taking the Flag in the BBC.
Wow.
And let me tell you, this one, first of all, these people are so professional. I'm not saying we're not professional. We have 100 years to get there. But still, hey, that treatment was wonderful. I'd never been on an international setting for a TV show. So they auditioned, then they called for callbacks and other callbacks, and then it came down to between 2 people. And guess who the other person was?
Lydia.
It was between Lydia Gitashu and Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah.
I remember.
And I got that role. And you know, I was in Mombasa on holiday. That time I was dating White. Yeah. Sijui ni nini ilikuwa ndani mimi ama ni nini hiyo time ilikuwa ina happen. And I was standing, and then the casting agent calls me and tells me, "Hello, Lydia, how are you?" "I'm fine." "Are you sitting down?" "No, I'm standing." "But you need to sit." So I sat down. I was like, "Okay, I'm sat." "You got the role." Niliinuka. No, those moments are life-changing.
I know.
Career-wise. First of all, they were paying me 100,000 shillings an episode.
100,000 Kenya shillings per
100,000 shillings an
episode.
episode. And then not only that, they were also giving me royalties. If they sell that show to another TV station,
they
pay you royalties. So I had to open a Barclays account.
Wow.
Internationally. That's when you start realizing.
So mlishutia.
We were supposed to shoot it at in Nakuru, but then there was post-election violence, so they took it to Arusha. See, I'm glad nowadays we to grow up as Kenyans that we don't fight because of Nini anymore. Let them fight their battles like it's just happened. That was really good, and I'm so grateful to Kenyans. Let them fight their battles, go to Supreme Court and stuff like that. Because now that's an opportunity. That would have been a lot of money that came into Kenya.
Exactly.
So it was taken to Tanzania, but still it was mimi nilikuwa tourist. Imagine unapewa $40 each day at his per diem.
Wow.
And I was there for 2 months. They treat you like, that was a good show.
Wow.
And I was in 7 out of 7 episodes. So do you know what I did? Shosho yangu nilimnunulia fridge kwa sababu hata sijikumbuki, sikuwa najikumbuka. The first person I used to remember is my grandma. Fridge. Nikanunulia carpet ya bedroom yake na ya sitting room.
Baridi ishe.
Asiguzwe na baridi because she's diabetic. Na ndio fridge aeke mixed ile dawa ya diabetic. And then the same when this thing was premiering, niliitwa niende BBC for the premiere of Taking the Flag
in
the UK, London.
Yes,
and I was staying at my producer's house.
Wow.
Her name is Tira. Tira, thank you so much. Wow. Tira, I've worked with Tira ever since. You know, when you meet somebody who has a kindred spirit and very down-to-earth human being, Tira, thank you. So nikaenda premiere. And then when I was at that premiere, I stayed for about 2 weeks in London. There's a friend of one of the actors who was looking for a Kenyan actor to do a play. It was called Burn My Heart. So he came to see me, Oliver. Oli came to see me, and then he said, I'll come to Kenya next year, then we can talk and see. Maybe I'll come later on this year or next year. And true to his word, he came to Kenya. He came, he looked at me, he was taking pictures, you know, mapping up the play, because wow, that play was beautiful. So in 2010, I went back to the UK.
Wow,
again. And there's 2 acts now on stage.
Wow.
It was a character, my character was, I was playing a 14-year-old boy.
A boy,
14-year-old. You tell me, so all I did was put, there's this hairstyle that women put that looks like dreadlocks.
Oh, yeah.
And it was based around 2 friends, 2 boys who were friends during the Mau Mau era. So the family of the boy, the white boy, came and removed the family of the black boy from their family. Wakawajengea squatters, wakajenga manyumba zao. Yeah, so they became friends, and you know, taking the flag. Not taking the flag. Burn My Heart. It's actually won prizes, that book. Yeah. So then after that, I know. I once again went to the UK, and I did Shakespeare in Kiswahili. Imagine I performed at the Globe Shakespeare Theatre. Wow. Do you know how many people, how many Hollywood actors want to perform on that stage? And I did Shakespeare in Kiswahili, Mary Wives of Windsor, in Kiswahili, Wanawake wa Heri wa Windsor. Yeah, so these are the 3 times I've been to the UK. I've traveled to the US. I almost traveled to the US for work, but that project was cancelled. But I have family in the US, so I've been there 4 times currently. Wow. Yeah. Imagine when I was a child, Hiram, I used to...
So many actors, I'm sure they are, who will be watching this show, they want to be you.
Well, everyone with their own story. Yours is coming. If you work hard at it, keep at it, yours is coming. Everyone has their moment. And once it hits, it's how you deal, it's how you handle it that makes you or breaks you. Because I know actors who have gotten opportunities, my friend.
Now, speaking of that, because by, you know, what you have told us about your acting journey, I think, okay, kwa Kamahunja show, the actors, when you brought them kwa hii show, I'm sure our fans, because they know, because they watch, they can say that wameona the other side of acting yenye wajawaiona, because that is not something that tushaiona. Somebody coming here and telling us that they travel the UK, in the US because of their talent. So let me ask you this question.
Ask.
Kwani acting inalipanga?
Oh yeah. Hata ukilipwa thao moja ni pesa. What do you do with that money? How do you jipanga yourself? You don't have to be paid millions ndio jipange. Mimi nilikuwa nalipangwa pesa. Nimekwambia ati
kuna mahali unasema unalipa per episode 100k.
Yes, but that was one project. And it was many years later. How did I start? Set books. Unalipwa unalipwa sultano wa show. But what do you do with that money? Usiingie kwa bar next ati kesho utapewa pesa ingine. No, it's a discipline of how you use your money. It's a discipline. And most artists should actually get financial managers. If, especially when you're in a big project and you don't know how to use money, because most of us tunaingia tu bar. So unajua kesho utapata do ingine. Especially the set books. Si tulikuwa tunamaliza set books, unaona mtu anaanza kutafuta the next project juu alimaliza. But also, you see, I would get my blessings because I would go to my grandma and tell her, ini yako. When they pray for you, akifanya tu, what do you expect? You're project ingine, unapata even more, even more, even more. So by the time you're reaching to getting 100,000, you're able to handle finances. Somebody has been praying for you, been on their knees praying for you. You have also had the discipline to know, hey, ndio nafanya nipatie mwili shukrani. But usipatie shukrani na pesa yote, then what are you going to do tomorrow? You don't have to be earning millions for you to know how to handle your finances. Artists don't know how to do that. And if you find that you're in a project where you're going to make a lot of money, and when you're high dealing with money, get somebody who you trust to be a financial manager, or even your manager. Some actors really need managers because they don't know how to manage their own lives, their lifestyle. I've had downs because jobs are ziko, but I've always had savings. Kama sahi, the project I'm in, I've told these youngsters, can you save your money? This project inaisha kesho. But there are people who have saved since we started the show. the people who have quite some good money, like half a name they've saved.
But let me ask,
Ask.
Currently, what are you doing?
I'm in a show called Kina.
Kina.
Yes.
Maisha Magic.
Maisha Magic East, Maisha Magic Plus.
It's a big show.
It's a big show. I am those meaning to a kanisa. Redemptors and deaconess. Please don't mistake things here. Deaconess. Yeah, hiyo ni job. Tukipatana huku nje just say hi. Hi. Tukiwa huku nje mimi ni Lydia Gitashu. Lakini redemptor. Yes, very staunch. She's a deaconess. Very staunch Christian. Yeye huambia kila mtu. Yeah.
Wow. So venye umesema kuna actors wamesave, hakuwezi kosa mwenye amesave up to
even half a name.
A name,
because all right, the good thing about me at my age, and they've seen people who have come into the industry, they've watched me over the years, they're like, I will listen to this one. She cannot be telling me things that she's not used in her life. So there are those who listen. There are those who don't. And everybody has, you can make a choice. You can't choose consequences. You're nine.
Very true.
So there are those who made a choice, and I think they're going to be very successful artists.
But now, Lydia,
yes,
the actors who wamekuja hapa and wakasema kuna analipwa 5K per episode, or maximum, I think wenye wamekuja sana ni 50, akienda sana 15. Per episode, that maybe is a main actor. Mwingine anasema 10K, 5K, you know. So and they are being paid per script. So kama huyo mtu mwenye analipa 5K, kumaanisha kwa mwezi akona ngapi? 20. That is kama atapata the 4 scripts.
Yes.
Ata save nini?
Hiram.
Na kona
nikiingia Tahidi tulikuwa nalipa 3,000 an episode. Ngiri 3. So first of all, if you're being paid 3,000, where's the issue by 20,000? You have to live within your means.
Your means.
Yeah.
But now let me ask Lydia. There's something I need to ask.
I don't know.
I want to ask this because I want to understand. In this time and era, we're in 2022.
True.
That time ulikuwa unalipwa hiyo 3,000. It was in 2006.
Yeah.
Hizo ni miaka ngapi? Almost 20 years.
No.
17.
Yeah. 16 years.
Yeah. Unaona?
Yeah.
So a lot has changed.
Yeah.
Are you unalipa 5K ama?
No. Okay. Surely with my experience, how do you give me?
So
3. No, my problem would be
to determine hii kipindi tutalipa 5K per, you know, and the producers are earning a lot.
That is a mistake. That's where the problem is. Producers. Unataka kukaa na pesa yote. I remember when we started earning the 3K, we were nulikaing. It was still, we've been faithful to you, we've been what to you, and then what? Be patient, taongezwa. But I would urge this, that even if you're getting that 15K an episode is quite, hakuna mtu analipa 3K an episode, haiwezi niambia kuna mtu analipa 3K. Yeah, let's be honest. So 15K, na upate hata kama ni mbili. So you're allowed to go and do other things. Mimi nikilipa hiyo 3K, I used to do a play at Phoenix. I used to do other things. Usikae tu na Tahidi High. Or don't stay with just one project. If you see that it financially is not meeting your demands, but do not be arrogant to go and talk to producers like, come on, nilipi pesa sijui nini. You burn your bridges. Just be very kind enough. Ukiona it's not working with that producer, fanya hivi. Tafuta projects zinafanya. Talent yako inaweza you can spread it across. Look for radio commercials to do. I used to subsidize so many other things. Kwanza Phoenix sikuwa nakosa kufanya play. Na tulikuwa tunalitana juu sana na producer akiniambia, "You Nyambura, okay, let me just be calm. Nyambura, because she used to call me Nyambura. Nyambura, you're supposed to be here. Producers want you here. But if you're sharp and you know how to talk your way into things or out of things, come on now. You don't starve yourself. Because it will depress you mpaka utoke from acting.
There's something else said that, even actors who maybe have more years of experience, they get paid more, but it's not a must. I've seen, some actors coming here and they're still complaining. They have acted for
years and years. Yeah.
But utapata nakwambia nalipwa 10.
Yeah, see, those are the ones I would say they need managers, because sometimes actors, when you go to do contracts with producers, we get very emotional and you get angry. But if you send a manager to represent you, they don't care. They will come with this is who I'm managing. pay them according to what they deserve. I would say such people need managers to speak on their behalf, because I know I have gone there to Gitashu myself and have left. I almost left a show because I was like, do not disrespect me. So you're so angry because you can say this is disrespect me. What are you talking to me about? All the years of experience, this is what you want to pay me. That's not good. You're living almost in tears. But if you have a manager who goes and represents you, and your CV, they can tell, come on, if you want a certain actor, this is the least amount you should pay them. We should be talking from here, now we meet halfway. So some of these need managers, because it are frustrating to be basana. Yeah, it can be frustrating. Me, I can say, I think I've been lucky to, and also, first of all, let me tell you, if you're going to go and ask for a contract, make sure you have the discipline and that your name is high up there, that when the producer is saying, okay, when you're asking for that money, I can see why. Don't go and ask for money, and then the next thing unakuja ukiwa umelewa set.
Discipline.
Especially the discipline actors, tunapenda haka kamnyes. This is your tool. I've always done yoga. Me at 45, I look like this. Hata kama uniambii najua nakaa poa. At 45.
Hata mtazama here 45.
Yeah, at 45. But it has taken years and years of knowing this is my tool of trade. I need to take care of my face, because kama itaonekana kwa TV, sifai kuwa na madhundo, sifai kuwa na madents, ups and downs. So you also have to have the discipline of listening, the discipline of coming to work on time. Kwanza coming to work on time. Hiyo kuna actors wengi. So your pay should also go at par with not just your experience, but your worth. Bring your worth. Tell me that if I pay you this, I'm also not going at a loss. Because if I have to now fire you because you've come 2 weeks constantly late, that you've taken, I have to replace somebody. The footage that you've done for two weeks, I have to replace you with somebody else. Those are auditions, those are what. I'm not trying to take producers. I'm just saying, as actors, also, don't be so selfish and that you don't want to take care of yourself. You want everybody else to take care of you. Take care of yourself as well. Yeah, and I'm sure when you go to a producer, they'll be like, yeah, you're worth it.
Yeah. So also know your worth.
Know your worth. Yeah.
True.
Yes.
Because pia ukiitikia mwenye anaitikia kulipo 5k.
Yeah, mbona unaitikia?
Kwa nini unaitikia?
Yeah. Hata kama you're so down aje financially. There's always something you can say to a producer about yourself that will be like, okay, that makes sense. So unaona na kuongezea. Yeah. Me, the project I'm in, and I'm very grateful. Kina, every year there's always a hike in pay.
Wow.
And that's the way it should be. Not a decline. How do I come tomorrow and tell me, sasa mlikuwa mnalipa 15 tunalipa 7? What are you talking about? Which job does that? Hata gava inakuangi hivyo. There should be like at least minimum 10% increment, and for artists it should be more.
It should be more.
It should be
because
more.
It is not even a constant salary, because they get paid per episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have motivated us. I included.
Good. That's my aim.
Yeah, as an actor.
Msiambiwe ati art doesn't pay. It's how you take it. Everything, take it with a pinch of salt, or always know that there is hope. Huwezi kuja kwa industry sema, kwanza hii industry, kwanza ukiingia industry alafu unaanza kuikasa already, then where do you think you'll go? You'll never work at it. Yeah. Sure. If you get into this industry because you want to be famous, then don't expect money. Producers will use you. Oh, unataka kuwa famous. Nitakuweka kwa every episode, then nakulipa 2,000. So you become famous.
True.
So unless you don't need finances, you just want to be famous, okay, come baby, come. Just have the talent. But if you're passionate, people who are really true to what they love, if you love what you're doing, I don't go to work, I go to have fun.
I know.
I do not go to work.
Kwanza, if you're passionate about acting, you'll enjoy it.
Yes, and sometimes you have crowd scenes that are so tiring, but you're like, I love it still. Unaona hope ukiwa umechoka, unanuka sweat zingine strange because you've been like now hii homa ni juu ya dust. Tulikuwa na crowd scenes juzi. I'm not going to reveal what you know which episode, but people are jumping up and down. There was all this joy, and then it's not rained, so the dust uko Misri, it's like serious dust. But then even with the cold, I'm like, I still love what I do.
Wow.
So if you love what you do, you don't work a day. No.
So tukimalizia, what can you maybe tell upcoming actors and unaona Lydia wapi in the next 5 years to come?
Okay. So I'd encourage, if you feel, Actually, and there's a feeling that you have that bubbles that you want to be an artist. Do not be afraid to take that step to join the industry. Don't be afraid. But if you join it for fame, please don't. Unless you're financially able to just sit free and act and, But if you're doing this as a living, come in with the passion of, I'll be a good listener. You have to listen. Listen to everybody. Even your character speaks. Listen to your character. Listen to your directors. Listen to your fellow actors. Listen to yourself as you're playing this role. But also have the discipline to be keeping time, to use your finances properly. If you feel like you're going to lose your way, find a mentor in the industry. Mimi niko hapa. I would never turn my back on anybody because I've been in this industry, 20 plus years. But I'd encourage you, if you have the passion for it, please join us. Discipline, 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 and you'll go far. And keep training, Go to YouTube, check out workshops, see facial expressions, difference between acting on stage, TV, film, they're different. So keep working at yourself and take care of your body. This is your tool. Take care of your body, please. And the other one was, where do I see myself in 5 years? I want to be wealthy. So I've started investing seriously, saving a lot, and investing, not just investing financial, but investing in people. Because pesa ni watu. Pesa, yes, ni pesa physical, but money comes from people.
True.
So in 5 years, I will be getting towards a couple of million. Mungu mbele. Yes.
Wow. Investing.
Wow,
that is good.
Yeah.
That is good. Investing because of tomorrow.
Yes.
I always tell people that when you invest today, actually, when I tell people about investing in properties, I tell them that when you invest today, you protect your future and that of your generation.
Yes.
Because you're never wrong when it comes to investing.
Kwanza my investments, they're in what? Can I advertisement kidogo? They are called Medisako. That's where my investments are. And right now I drive a car that was I was helped to finance by Medisako. And now we are moving on to, bigger things of investing. That circle is good. So if you want, just contact Hiram or atawambia vile to contact me. And then you can join my circle. It's really good. I'm part of the board, so I know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Welcome.
You'll also tell me about it.
I will tell you. I will, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now your YouTube channel, can you remind us?
Yes, my YouTube channel is Hawa, Eve and Gitashu. Please, just go in there. Just subscribe, like, follow, comment, share. Tunapenda watu sana. I think you'll enjoy some of those videos that are there. I want your audience to join. Hawa, Eve and Gitashu.
Kindly subscribe.
Yes.
Hawa, Eve and Gitashu. And God will bless you. So that is how we conclude our show.
Thank you for
having me. It has been fun.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So guys, remember we have Tahidi Homes and Properties Limited. We are located in Roiro, Kimbo at Spa Mall, first floor, room F39. We always ensure our clients are well served. We are selling plots in Kilimambogo, a project we are calling Mountain View Gardens. This project is located 40 minutes from Thika Town and 10 minutes from Oldon Sabuk National Park and 20 minutes from Kangundo Ruai bypass. This plot, they are 50 by 100 piece of plot and they are going for 310,000 Kenya shillings only for cash buyers, and you can still pay this plot in installment. You just need to deposit 50,000 Kenya shillings and clear the balance in 6 months installments. And this amount is inclusive of your title deed. Remember, upon completion of your installment, you will get your title deed in less than 60 days. We take our clients to a site visit every Wednesday and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Book your site visit today and invest with Tahidi Homes and Properties Limited and be a happy client today. You can call us 0719393939. Tahidi Homes and Properties Limited. Invest with us and protect your future and that of your generation.